Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We have some items that I have been waiting for the Maverick that have arrived. I am excited. I'm super excited to show you guys what we have. But before we do that, I want to talk to you all about the Maverick. Where are we going with the Maverick? And that's important to know because anytime you start a project, as far as vehicles go, you need to have a sense of direction, what you want, where you want the vehicle to end up at the end of the process, what you are trying to accomplish in your vehicle. What are the purposes of the things that you're doing to your vehicle, and will it meet the criteria for which your vehicle was purchased, whether it's a daily driver, whether you purchased your Maverick to haul or be a utilitarian type vehicle. Your vehicle has to have a direction so that you don't buy stuff that you don't need and you don't waste money on stuff that is pointless as far as your build. So, as we say all of that, I say this. My Maverick is going to be, of course, you guys saw the T-Bone episode. I hope you did. If you didn't, look back at the video and see what that's about. But we're going to use my Maverick. It's my daily driver. We'll be using it to haul my 10-foot boat to the lake or wherever it is that we'll be going fishing. So it needs to be a vehicle that can do that. Of course, it's my daily driver, so I'm going to keep it pretty sane as far as the modifications go. But I come from a performance vehicle background. And as you guys know, if you follow the channel any length of time, I have a Mustang Mach 1 that you normally see in the garage in some of the earlier videos. So I'm a performance-oriented type guy. I like vehicles that handle well, accelerate well, look good while they're doing all of that. So I come from a performance background, so that's where I tend to gravitate towards as far as building any type of vehicle. Is this going to be an over-the-top drag race Maverick pickup? And the answer is no. Is it going to be a Maverick that we prepare for the road course, which is very close to here, the Virginia Dominion Raceway, which is literally 15 minutes from my house? And the answer to that is no. But what we're shooting for is an all-around elevated performance. And I say elevated, I mean better than stock. Is it going to be a canyon corner carver? No, but everything that we're going to do is going to enhance the performance without getting too crazy. But I like a vehicle that will handle, that will corner like it's supposed to, in my estimation of how it's supposed to. A vehicle that will accelerate when I need it to accelerate. And I thought about it and I toyed around with the idea of even taking it to Dominion Raceway. I really will have to investigate that because when you take a vehicle to any raceway, there's a lot of things that go into that. And my Mach 1 is basically built for that. The Maverick, however, is not. And we're talking about as far as brake pads, tires, things like that that will get tested at the racetrack. And certainly the Maverick is capable of doing those things when they are upgraded in a way to do that. So let's just cut to the chase. That's where the Maverick is going. So as we continue on this Maverick project, the things that we're going to be doing will enhance the performance, and it will also be a vehicle that we can also throw the boat in the back and go where we need to go. And a lot of trucks can do that nowadays. I mean, you take vehicles like the Ford Raptor and other pickups that are designed for, you know, with performance in mind, whether it's off-road or even around the street. They're able to do a lot of things very well. And the Maverick fits the bill because the Maverick does a lot of things very well. It accelerates very well. It handles pretty well. But if you followed the build so far, you know that we have put in the Steeda strut tower brace, and that alone by itself did help with stability and control in turns and things like that. Yeah, I could feel the difference. It is noticeable. Are we going to stop there with handling modifications? No. And I want you to stay tuned because we have some more stuff coming as far as the handling part of our Maverick build. But for this episode, I'm going to cut through the chase now and show you what we have ordered. And if you see this big box right next to me, that is a hint to what is to come. But before we get there, I ordered this item, and as an added bonus, there was a free gift that was offered when you purchased this item, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But what we received is this, and don't ask me to pronounce this because I'm going to say it looks like scotche or scotchy or skosh, however it is pronounced, and you all can correct me, and it really doesn't matter because if I say it's scotche, if I say it's scotchy, no one's going to matter except maybe the people whose product this is. But what they have given us is an auto grip wireless charging mount. And if you see in the picture on the back, it can be mounted suction cup to your windshield, and then it has the cables and everything where you can make a wireless car charging mount. So some of you guys who have the Lariat package, I'm proud of you guys because I know you have the wireless charger down in the bottom. You just set your phone in there and charge it, but we can hook this up in our XLT luxury package Mavericks and have wireless charging as well. That'll be another video. We'll see how we can hook that up in our Maverick and see how that works. And it comes in a neat little box. So that will be one thing that we'll probably squeeze that into a video that we don't have a whole lot of other content in. But that will be one of the things we install, and you can't beat free ever. So now, what are we about to look? So in this big box is, I would say, the first upgrade that will, or should at least, increase the performance of our Maverick horsepower wise. So let's get to it. So I'm gonna put on my gloves because what's in this box could be kind of, I don't want to say dirty, but because it's brand new, but it could have some sharp edges on it, and I want to make sure that I protect myself. Y'all don't want me to get hurt, do you? No. So let's look in the box. What do we have here? Alrighty. I'm so glad that you asked. A big wad of paper. Oh, what is that for? Let's see if I can get some of this stuff out of here. Uh-oh. We have exhaust pipe. What I am unboxing is the Street Performance Magnaflow catback exhaust system. I love Magnaflow products for a number of reasons. One, I like their quality. I like the fact that they know performance. They do the R&D work to make sure that the product that you are getting is second to none. And that is why I have chosen Magnaflow exhaust products for my vehicle. So let's see what's in the box. That's a long pipe. But look at this doodad. Good gracious. We got a muffler, well wrapped. It's gonna have the factory type hangers, so it should be basically a plug in and play. And it's all stainless steel, by the way, for all of you guys who may be wondering. And here's another stainless. It has the factory style hanger. So one thing we'll be able to use, I'm sure, I haven't seen one of these installed. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen anyone on YouTube install this system on their truck yet. So I'm hoping I'll be the first one. So I've got to make it look professional and easy, right? So we'll see how that works out. What else we got in here? Woo, it's a lot of pipe. Wow. Quality clamps. Ford Maverick 2 liter. That's exactly what we need. They're clamps and instructions. This is the entire catback system. So it is not the most inexpensive system on the market, but sometimes, and you will hear me say this, every now and then I'll buy the cheap version of something. And if you guys watch the video on the mud flaps, that's an area where I'm like, you know what? And some people call it splash guards. Woo! I'm not gonna break the bank for splash guards. I mean, they're gonna work or they're not. And if they don't work, the cheap ones, I'll take them off and get something better. But I'm not going to. That's just not one of those things that I'm going to splurge on. Exhaust systems. I want the quality product. The product that has been tested and proven. The product that's going to last. This stainless is not going anywhere. It will not rust. And that's very important. And I know that Magnaflow does all the R&D to make sure that these systems not only last and are quality, created with quality products, but they also provide a performance gain. So the star of this show is right here, and you see how well it is packed. And we're going to show you that piece, because exhaust systems, generally, once they're under the car, you want them to sound good. But there is a part of the exhaust system that you definitely want to also look good. And this is that part. I'm not going to unwrap the whole thing, but ours is the dual sport tip. Can you imagine what that's going to look like coming out of the back of my Maverick? Woo-wee! I can't wait. It's powder coated black. Yeah, I mean, look at those tips. You tell me that doesn't say performance. I can't wait to get outside and install this system, because I have heard online what it's going to sound like. And let me tell you one thing. You don't think I'm excited? You all have heard my Mach 1, of course, and it has basically a stock exhaust system with the resonator delete, and we did put a X pipe in place of the resonator. But this, man, that is sweet. So the only thing left for us to do now is stop smiling at this exhaust and get it installed under the Maverick, so you guys can hear what performance sounds like. Okay guys, no, I'm not going hunting, but I am getting under the Maverick and we're about to install this exhaust system. It's pretty straightforward. The directions are very minimal because there's not a lot. Basically what you have to do is cut the stock exhaust 3 inches past the converter, and then basically just slide the the original exhaust out of the hangers and slide it out from under the car, and then you put the pieces back in one by one under the car. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get under there and get busy. Okay guys, so it is windy and cold out here, but the first order of business is marking 3 inches off behind the weld so that we have a reference point to cut where the directions say cut at. So I got my little, I'm gonna cut it off a little long just to be on the safe side. So I made my 3-inch mark. Now what I'm going to do is go back, or continue I should say, and take this tape and wrap it around, so when I get under here and start cutting, I'll have a reference all the way around the pipe, describe it. So of course I have nothing now to cut this tape. Dirty. As long as I have it close, I should be able to get the thing started. One of the issues I can see right away is going to be room. When you're laying on your back and trying to cut something, it always takes on a whole new perspective. Oh, this is going to be terribly awkward. I'm cutting upside down. This is why you take it to somebody with a lift. Alrighty, now that wasn't so bad, now was it? Alrighty, now what we're going to do is pull this tape off, get a jack stand under here, get the weight up off of this so it doesn't hang and pull on that exhaust too much. Then we're going to support the rest of it with another rolling floor jack and start wiggling it out. Now, in preparation for this, you should also spray your rubber exhaust hangers with some WD-40. It will help in sliding those things out, because sometimes they can be kind of pesky getting them out. So let's get back out of here. There we go. Get that propped up. We're going to have to slide the other pipe on there. We'll deburr that in just a few moments. That Sawzall made quick work of that exhaust pipe. Pull the tape off and actually got it really square on the first shot. You know what they say about experience. Experience is the best teacher you can ever have. So let's get busy. Okay guys, once we got under there, had all of our tools laid out, marked the 3 inches off behind the catalytic converter. It took maybe a total of 15 minutes to get the whole exhaust system down, and we ended up pulling the rubber exhaust hangers off with the pipe. So when we go to put the new one back under there, what we'll do is just slide them onto the new pieces, slide them up in place, bolt everything up, we'll be ready to go. Okay, here's the complete exhaust system out here on the ground, and we made a clean cut, straight cut, pretty straight, as straight as you might expect for laying on your back. So if you should decide to put the stock exhaust back, save it, keep it somewhere, And like I said, you can always put it back on from where you took it off. So we're going to get the new pieces out now and get ready to put it all back together. So this is where the dual tip comes out at the back of the vehicle, looking mighty neat and nice. So let's hear what it sounds like. Of course, there is someone power washing as usual. Nice and mellow. I didn't want to put it down on the ground until we actually checked to make sure there's no leaks. I'm sure there's not any. Everything went together smooth, tight, good quality stuff. So yeah, this is what it sounds like. Let it warm up just a bit, and then we'll give it a couple of light revs to let you hear what it sounds like with a little juice to it. Okay guys, I'm not dressing up for the occasion. I just got out from under the car and the exhaust system installed. It took about an hour, but when we initially set the car back down, the rear pipe was actually sitting a little too low. Since there are no, videos or clear pictures as far as the exhaust pipe positioning, you have to kind of move things around to get it so that everything is tucked up neatly. And I will say that the front pipe, the very first pipe, needs to be turned so that it curves upward into the tunnel where the exhaust is. And that's what the issue was. We turned that and got it turned up into that area, and then everything else fell into line. It's just a matter of positioning everything and getting it so that it fits and so that it looks neatly tucked up under there. So yeah, let's hear what it sounds like. I'm going to give you a few revs from inside the car. Not very loud. Just loud enough for you to give you a performance feel, but not loud enough to be obnoxious to our neighbors. And that's a good thing. So let's get out on the road and see what it sounds like. Yeah, it has a nice little rumble to it, not really loud, and that's what I kind of prefer. Like I said, this is my daily driver, so I don't want something that's so loud it's obnoxious or sounds, like it's not my daily. I am mid-50s, so yeah. It's got to fit my personality, and this is what I was looking for. Sounds good, got a nice melatonin, and I would tell you it's much lighter than what was under there, so we're saving some weight. And I'm sure that that muffler that's under there is flowing way better than the previous one. It is windy today, so it's been hard to film as well as get you guys some footage of what this sounds like from inside the car. So I'm gonna roll one of the windows up so maybe you can hear it a little better. So here we are. Let's get into it a little bit. Not very loud. You're cruising along. Sounds just like stock almost. When you get into it, it has a little rumble to it. It sounds kind of neat. Yeah, it has kind of a performance feel to it. But once you are rolling underway, it's not loud at all. I'm glad about that. You hear a little rumble on takeoff. Hear it? Hope you can hear that pretty good. Hopefully the sound is picking that up. So I'm gonna be quiet so you guys can hear it. I will say this. It does feel like it has more power. It just does. Maybe it's my imagination. I would be very, very, very surprised if it doesn't have a bit more power based on just the fact that just like the K&N filter brings more air in, the exhaust brings more air out, and yeah, you should notice a small horsepower increase. Feels like it gets up and goes. So I'm gonna put this in performance mode, or excuse me, sport mode, for all of you guys who are precise. You know, if I say something just a little bit off kilter, there are some people who will pick up on everything. And I've never claimed to be a perfect guy, but I do my best to to give you the best, you know, content and whatnot. So all right, now we are in sport mode. So let's see if we notice any difference in sport mode. Get over this hill. I don't want to fly up on anybody or anything like that. So let's go. Oh yeah, she gets down and goes. I probably, you know, if this was a total performance build, I would have done a before and after 0 to 60 or something like that, or taking it to the track. But no, this is all about having a Maverick that performs well and does everything else that we need it to do. So yes, I'm enjoying the Magnaflow Street Performance exhaust. It is a breath of fresh air, or should I say exhaust. Get it back up to 65 and I'll show you how that will not be a thing. You won't be able to hear it at all hardly when it's out of sport mode. And that's a cool thing, because you can put it in sport mode and hear the exhaust on the highway a little bit if you wanted to do that. And then when you get your family in here, put it on so you can see it. It holds, the sport mode holds it in gears longer, so you're going to hear that noise longer. But I'm going to put it into normal drive mode, and you'll see once we get up to speed, it'll go away. Tell you what, let's just turn down here. I just realized I don't have my license or anything. I got in the truck basically after installing the exhaust system. Excited about, you know, letting you guys hear what it sounds like, and I've gone off without my license. Hear that blow-off valve. And I appreciate the commentary. A lot of people enjoyed the blow-off valve video. But as you can see, once we take it out of sport mode, it doesn't hold it in the gear. The 8-speed transmission upshifts nicely into, you know, the higher gears, so it doesn't sit there in, you know, with an exhaust note all the time. But like I say, you put it in performance and it holds it in the gears longer, and then you'll have more sound if that's what you desire. So you got the best of both worlds. You want a little sound, put it in sport. Want it to be tame and as if nothing is even done, put it back into normal. And I promise you, the exhaust system that is under here is flowing better than what came from the factory, which in the end will mean better gas mileage, and an engine that breathes better is going to last longer, period. You ever change the filters in your home air conditioning system? And they make a lot of different air conditioning system filters, and people will buy these really thick paper filters, and I know I did it myself, because they say, well, they clean out the air better in your home system and all of that. And you know what the man told me when he came to look at my air conditioning system? He says, I can't tell you what to do, but those thick paper filters that you have, yes, they do clear out the air better, but it's causing your air conditioning system to work harder to pull the air through the system, just as if it would if you had a dirty air filter. So those of you guys who are still skeptical or opinionated about the K&N filter, that's the last word I'm going to say about it. And you can even save commentary on that, because I'm not going to address any more commentary on K&N filters. We have turned the page on that one, and I'm putting that baby to bed. So hope you enjoyed the video today. And as we always say, remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you